Yeah, good morning. Hey, I don't normally talk much in the beginning of a video. It's been a long time since I put a video out, and I thought maybe you might want an explanation. So I came out here one morning. It's my computer out here in the shop, and I fired that sapsucker up, and it said no boot found. So I messed around, tried it a couple more times, and then it came up and it said operating system not found. Man, I messed with that off and on for 2 or 3 days and couldn't get nothing going on. So it had Windows 10 on it. Now this computer, you know, it's fairly fast. It's a quad core, 3.4 gigahertz and 16 gigs of memory, and I just put an SSD drive. It's a solid state drive, a 1 terabyte solid state drive. So you know, it's pretty fast. So anyway, it had Windows 10 on it. And I have 2 other computers. I have one over here by my laser, and I have one in the house my wife uses. And they both use Windows 7. And I have never ever had any problems with Windows 7, and I know it pretty well. So I said, screw it. So I took that up. That's when I put the SSD drive on. Brand new spick and span, so I ordered me a proper copy of Windows 7 Pro. And I installed it on here. And then I always use Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker, so I found it. And of course, I saved all my files on another computer. So I found it on here, and I installed it. And it ran, but it would not run worth a crap. The refresh rate was so bad, I could dang near go out and see an oak tree and come back, and it still would just about be finishing. And so I tweaked the computer, I changed the memory and all kinds of crap. Never could get it to work any better, so I said, well, Larry, it's time that you moved up in the world and went with a different editor. I like Movie Maker. It does everything I want to do because I don't want to do nothing fancy. So I've done some research, and I found the one that everybody on YouTube said is the simplest to use. It's called Shotcut. S-H-O-T-C-U-T. It's open source. So, you know, I installed it and started messing with it, and they lied to you. I mean, I'm telling you, they flat lied. Or I'm just not, you know, well, of course, I don't know what I'm doing, but, you know, I'm a little smarter than that. But anyway, I messed with it, and, you know, editing this video you're about to see. It took me about a week and a half or 2 weeks to get this product that you see here, because it's a long learning curve. And a couple of times I got in such situations so bad that one time I lost all the sound, and I could not for the life of me find out why. And a couple of times I lost my whole file. You know, I don't know what I did. So finally what I did is I just totally uninstalled it, went and found every shortcut file I could find on the computer, uninstalled those, re-downloaded it, and installed it, and got it back on. And since then, you know, my learning curve's better, and it's working pretty good. I may continue with it, but I like Movie Maker. I would prefer to get it on there because I know it much better. Anyway, I was just going to tell you why I'm running late on this video. So let's get on with it, and I'll catch you on the rebound. Hey, this is an urn with a cherry body, walnut base, and deer antler handles. Stay tuned, I'm going to show you how I made this. That's a piece of cherry on there. That's what I'm going to make this urn out of. And you notice it's, maybe you didn't notice, but anyway, it's out of balance right here. You can tell this is a heavy spot. And really, that's why I got this thing. Because, you know, I'm going to come in here and whittle some of that off till I get it in balance. I'm going to see if I can whittle some of this off. I'm not very good at this yet, but I'll get there. Well, that's enough of that. I can turn it off quicker than that. Just can't turn it up to the speed I want. But I could do it eventually. It's just a matter of what a guy wants to do. So let's go over here and whittle it off a little bit. Just get it around before I start getting serious about things. Where's my beaver? I get about 600 out of it. I think I can live with that for a few minutes. I'm going to come in here and try to clean this middle up a little bit. Alright, let's measure for a tenon now. Get that on there. That's the easy way. 1/4 inch spindle gaps. You can tell by the, whatever you call it, valley or whatever. I personally can't see where it makes much difference. I use them for whatever I want to use them for. Right there's where it would be. It looks good to me. I'm going to try some of this the first time after I get my sealer on. This is it's polyacrylic, but it's water-based and it's clear gloss, and it looks just like the sealer. But after I get it, sealed where I want it to, before I take it off, I'm going to put some of this on it. Then I'm going to buff it before I turn it around, so we can see what it looks like. This may work and it may not. If I were going to stain this, I would not have used CA glue up there because it blocks the pores and it won't take a stain after you do that. So you need to be aware of that. If you plan on staining it, use your CA after you stain it. Well, it brings out the cherry color, doesn't it? It does. See, when you do it like this, now you can't see that. Yeah. Put this on until I see it's not fill in there. If you leave it like that or dry like that, you don't want to do that. Then you got to sand it off. And this boy don't like sanding. All right, I got three coats of sealer on it, and each been steel wool and sanded between each one. Now I'm going to put this Minwax water-based polyacrylic on it. Turn it real slow. Right here. I don't know if that's going to work or not. All right. Can't really tell what I got here. Pretty good enough. You can see a few marks, so I'm hoping maybe those will settle out. I'm not gonna put the heater on it. The piece of wood was already a little bit warm anyway. So we'll see what that looks like in a few minutes. All right, I put 2 coats of that Minwax poly on it, and I still got it too heavy. So I sanded those out with 320, came back, sanded the whole thing with 320, you know, rotating. And I took this is pretty rough steel wool, went over it real good with it, you know, running about 1,000 R's. And I took a Scotch pad, and I did that. Now it seems like a little complicated, but it's just like 1, 2, 3, you know, no big deal. Then I took some of this stuff here. I hadn't used it very much. My grandson bought it for me, called Feed and Wax. Now I put a little bit of that on it, and now I'm using a gauze pad to buff it. Now, word of caution using something like that. When you rotate it, make sure you hold it like this and this. And don't do it like that or nothing, okay? Make sure you hold it here, here, so if something does happen, it can jerk it right out of your hand. So I'll turn this up to about $1,000. And I'm just burning it in right here. If you decide to use any kind of cloth, you make sure you grip it like this now. Don't let it be wrapped around your fingers. It's just like right there where I'm at, it could grab it, it'd be gone, and so would your finger. Alright, I am very pleased with that. That is a smooth glass. Like it's got a glass finish on it. Pretty, huh? Alright. Well, we'll get all this cleaned up, flip it around, and I'm going to start drilling out that other end. I'll see you when I get started on that. Well, I had a major change of mine. You know, I made this beautiful tenon. I had it all turned around. I kept looking at it, and I said, damn, that's a long way to hollow, especially going through the narrow and back to the wide. And not that I can't do it, I just don't want to do it. So I decided, and I've done this on lots of bowls, I'm going to go ahead and hollow the big part from this end. I hate to cut that pretty tenon off, but I guess I got it. And then I will, I'm going to glue a piece of walnut on the bottom, put a tenon on it, and flip it around and do the top part. I think that'll be a more reasonable approach. Start hollowing through a narrow to a wide, you got to use a whole different kind of tool, and I just don't like doing it. I don't have a laser set up like I really need. Probably not going to ever get it, because I don't like hollowing deep. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill this out 5 inches. It'll be right about shear, and I'm going to use my 2 drill bit approach. And a lot of times I do it with 3, but I think 2 will be fine. Now what I do is I take the biggest one I've got. Well, not the big. I got a 4-inch one, but the biggest one I got in the set. And I'll make a starting place here. Then I'll swap that out for a smaller one and drill here. And then, being as the big one has its own track, I can come back in behind it. And then I'll hollow from this end. In order to work more gooder. So let's see what we got here. Okay. I ought to get it. And I'll just come in here with the square cutter first. Get this back out of my way. I'll come in here like this, about here. About 1,000. That's the size lip I'm going to leave right there. I'm in here with a big boy now. Maybe you can see a little better there. Okay. Yep. I would say close to about a ½ inch. I think that's plenty. That's plenty good. You want a little weight on something like this. All right, it is time to go find some walnut. All right, we're the next morning again. I'm going to go ahead and see how this thing moves at night or not. Looks like I need to square that up. I was getting ready to mark my tenon, but I can see that this has got a wobble, so if I build a tenon like it is, it would probably wobble. So let me get this bottom cleaned up and then we'll mark it. $61. All right, I'm gonna let that dry and be back, put another coat on it, and sand it, and then put some poly on it, and we'll flip it. All right, I'm getting ready to flip it around. First thing I'm gonna do, I've already got one here, but I just want to make sure I've got a dot in the center here. So, there you go. Huh. Clean off. So, I think what I'm going to do is just, I'll go ahead and sand that down. I'm going to put a faceplate on the bottom. I'll just fill the holes and hit right there a little bit. Let me see if anything up here. Yeah, it looks like it may hit right there a little. But other than that, there's no damage. The glue held. Well, that's what you get when you're an aggressive cutter like me. Okay, see you later. Well, I should have known better on that walnut. It's really bad about doing that, especially good and dry walnut. So, got the other hand on the faceplate now, so if my epoxy don't give up on me, I ought to be all right. Or maybe I ought to take it a little easier too. Take the more to go ahead and fix that and that before they swarm on me. That's what you make CA glue for. Magic wood fixer. Wood turners couldn't live without it. Got a minute or two. And all right, I think it's probably good and dry by now. Or sit up. Glue doesn't really dry, it sits up. See what we got. Sure trying to sing to me when he gets out there near that edge. Oh yeah, that did it. Those bowl gouges do have their. Here I am over at the laser. I'm going to go ahead and put my signature on the bottom. I sort of changed my mind again as usual. By the time, over here where I can see a little better. Alright. By the time I filled those holes around here and sanded it, put one coat of sealer on it, and it actually looks pretty good. I'm going to put little felt pads on each one of those holes, cover them up, and I'm going to put my signature in the center of those. Alright, I got the laser bottom done. I'll need to finish it yet, but it turned out alright, and I got found my little felt pads to go on there, so that'll look nice. Well, I got some of my supply of deer antlers out. I don't test of them here yet, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for a handle. I made myself a little pattern. Not sure I like that. Something like that. Right there. I may want to go bigger. I'm not sure I'm even going to use that. Something that's just sort of trying to figure it out. Sort of I like this one pretty good. Maybe go right there and get right into here pretty nice. Well, here it is, all finished. It took a while to get these deer antler handles to fit properly. There's a lot of back and forth to the belt sander and grinder and so forth. But I think they're all right. This one's a little different than this one, but hard to find two exactly alike. But anyway, they're put on with medium CA, and on each one of them I put a screw right here. I started to cover that up and fill it, but then I said, well, something might happen. It might fall and break or whatever, and need to get it off to remake it. I think it turned out really nice. This is just like a mirror that's finished. I like that finish a lot and probably will continue to use it. The inside looks good. The bottom turned out fine. You can see right here, I put these little felt pads on each one of where the faceplate holes were, and that turned out real good. The grain is really nice. There you go. I'll get some better steels and stuff here, so you can see. Get my ugly butt out of the way here. I'll take some steels, put on the end as usual. So I appreciate you watching it to the end. There's a couple little trials and tribulations, but there always is. Like I said, you don't learn anything with total success. You've got to have some failures. You just need to learn from the failures and not do them again, which I occasionally do. Anyway, there you go. Subscribe. Give me a like. Hit the bell. Call your mama. Bye-bye. Keep them whirling.